Hi, I'm Claire Louise and I'm a theatrical wardrobe mistress working in the West End of London. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my tips and tricks on how to get the best out of clothing repairs and alterations. In this video I'm going to show you how to repair zips. This is an open-ended zip which is useful for jackets and bags and sleeping bags. Often the problem with the zip is not the actual zip but this little slider that goes up and down. And so it's worth replacing just this section before you invest in having the whole zip replaced. And to do that, you need to open the zip, as I've just done, and then I need to remove this little top bar, this little stopper. So I'm just going to work that off with a pair of pliers, and if you can, don't completely destroy this, because it's quite good to use it at the end again. And now my zip slider comes straight off. Instead of buying a zipper repair kit, which you can get that comes with lots of different bits and bobs, it's a good idea to see if you can find a zip that's exactly the same as the one you want to repair and take a slider off of that. So I'm going to reattach my slider by lining up the little coil or teeth in the right hand side of the slider. Take that down to the bottom. And then to stop the whole thing unravelling, I'm going to reapply the stopper that I took off. And this is the most fiddly bit. And then I'm just going to test my zip by lining up the bottom. And there I've replaced the zip slider in my faulty zip. This pair of jeans has a slight fault in the bottom of the zip, and I'd like to fix it without unpicking all of this fly, which is quite a time-consuming job. Now, one really quick way of fixing it, if the bottom teeth are just slightly askew, or if one of them is missing, I can just shorten my zip by creating a false stopper. And all I'm doing with that is I'm taking a needle and thread, I'm going to overstitch this is done quite roughly. It's just to stop, and now my zip can only go down to where my overstitch is, and if the bottom bit is the faulty bit, that's a great quick way of repairing your zip. Now if it's not that easy, sometimes you do need to replace the slider on a zip that's already in a garment. So to do that, we need to unpick enough of this area that we can expose the zip at the bottom. So with a quick unpick, you can see that I've taken all of those seams out, enough that I could take my zip and just access the bottom. Because this time, I'm going to take my zip slider off down to the bottom. Now if we turn the zip inside out, we can see that there's a metal stopper, and we need to get that metal stopper off. So with our pliers, and again, if you can, try and keep this together. If not, if it breaks as you're taking it out, then just over stitch. And there's enough space for me to just get this zip slider off. And then you find an identical zip slider either by looking in a haberdasher's shop or by buying another zip that's the same. And this time I'm sliding the zip upwards. Now this is a little bit fiddly. So I slide the zip onto one side and then I have to take the tape and slide that in the other side. And what I need to make sure is that I line my teeth up so that when I do the zip up, the waistband isn't wonky. And then you just slide that back on like that. And just tuck that little bit inside. And from the reverse, I'm going to reapply my stopper. So the stopper is just a little loop with prongs. I just want to get the prongs through either side of my teeth. Once I can feel both sets of prongs on the other side, I'm just going to take my pliers and just flatten those prongs. And again, if I can't reattach the original stopper, I would use an overstitch here just to stop the bottom of that zip. And now I just need to go back and replace the stitching in here that I unpicked to access my zip. And that's my zip, nice and repaired. And that's how you repair and replace zips.